Hey, Chandler Crouch here. I have this month's real estate market report plus an update on the live video I did October 31st with the whole team. And that includes how you guys helped feed 57 foster families. Also, there are a couple personal tidbits I want to throw out there. Why I'm not going to be a dog father after all. An update on what it was like running my first marathon. And also how you can have Santa Claus himself come visit your child at your house with professional photography, the whole 9 yards, for free. It's a little something that we're doing for fun this year. I'm gonna tell you how you can sign up for that. I've also got some tax protest tips and a few more things. Let's get started. I just have to say thank you. You guys are amazing. We fed 57 families. Actually, you fed 57 families. Half of all the volunteers that were a part of this project came from you guys, and you guys donated a ton of money. It was a huge success. I just can't say thank you enough. So next year, we're gonna have to feed even more families. I found out later on that we ended up having to turn away about 200 foster families. And so just kind of put it in the back of your mind. Next Thanksgiving, we're going to get after it again. We're going to need people to, for sure, drive and deliver food to feed these foster families, just to say thank you, just to say we appreciate what you do on a daily basis. So that's that. Next, a couple personal updates. I'm not going to be a dog father after all. If you saw the live video we did in October, I mentioned, I kind of teased that whole live video by saying I was going to be a father. At the end of the video, you found out that I was going to be a dog father. Well, we couldn't wait. We went ahead, got a puppy, and it just didn't work out. My wife homeschools, and and we've got a 2-year-old, and that's just, I don't know how she does it just with that setup, but when you throw in a little puppy that's peeing every 30 minutes or more and biting everybody, it just didn't work out. So we're gonna have to find some other kind of pet. Stanley, my son, is he's campaigning to get a skunk, so we'll see how that goes. Also, I did run a marathon, guys. I trained for 3 months for this. It was an incredible experience. I highly recommend it. If you're able-bodied and you can walk, then there's a good chance you could probably train to run a marathon. I know a lot of people think it's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy, but wouldn't recommend trying to get that knocked out in 30 months. But my time was 4 hours, 48 minutes, and it was a blast. It was a little, check off the bucket list kind of thing. So very cool. I enjoyed it. Next, I want to tell you how you can get your child signed up for Santa to come visit him or her for free in about a week from now. Okay. All we're doing, you just find the link around this video. As soon as you see the video hit, that's where everybody's going to press pause and go do this. But as soon as you see this video, that's when signups are open. Okay, and so what it is we've convinced Santa to take time out of his schedule, go around. We're going to visit a select group of people to just go visit door to door, and we'll bring a professional photographer. It'll be a great time, and Santa will get to spend a little one-on-one time with your child. We are giving preferential, selection or treatment or whatever to the people that volunteered for the Thanksgiving event, the foster family event, just because we want to do that for them, just to say thanks for volunteering. But that is open now. Go ahead and sign up, and it's going to be a great time. Next, I've got your real estate market update. Guys, this is crazy. The market's changing. It's exciting to see what's happening. If you are, some of the news that you're seeing out there isn't so exciting. I know the Wall Street Journal put out an article that said that the sky is falling kind of thing, and then Steve Brown, Dallas Morning News, kind of said, "Hey, tap the brakes, Wall Street Journal. It's not so bad after all. Our market's still appreciating. We're not in a bubble. We're not, it's just not going crazy." So what I like to do is I like to look at the numbers myself and just cut through all the hype. Steve Brown actually is doing a great job with his reporting. But the first place that I look is the month's supply of inventory. Again, just a refresher, this is a theoretical number that attempts to answer the question, how long would it take for all the houses on the market currently to sell if no new houses were brought on the market? And this month, it remained flat. Last month it was 2.3 months of inventory. This month, 2.3 months of inventory as well. And we usually see a downward trend at this time of the year. We're off, last year it was 2 months of inventory, so we're off 0.3 of a point on this deal. That equates to about 10 days longer on the market. That's all it is, okay? Still, when you're less than 4 months of inventory on the market, it's unanimously, everybody agrees it is still heavily a seller's market. So still have a really hot market, but I like to look behind the scenes a little bit and try and analyze what's behind these numbers. In order to do that, you have to look at supply and demand separately, okay? So let's look at the supply side, okay? The way we look at supply is by looking at the new listings coming on the market. That gives us some insight as to what the sellers are doing. And this is a big change, guys. We have been on pace identically with last year. In October, we had 2,646 listings come on the market. That's the same exact number as last year, okay? The month before that, virtually identical. Well, this month, we actually had 2,371 new properties listed. Compare that to this time last year, there were 2,136. Guys, that is like more than 200 properties more coming on the market this year than we had last year. So it just comes down to simple economics. When you have supply and demand, if the supply increases substantially and demand does not, then what's going to happen to prices? They're going to go down, okay? Well, we already know that there's a problem with the demand side of things, as if you saw last month's video. And so let's look at that now. The way we identify what's going on with the demand is by looking at the closed sales. That gives us a snapshot into what the buyers are doing. That's the demand side. Again, we have this same graph where you see this huge swings up and down. Those are the seasonal changes that we come to expect every single year. Well, this year it looks a little different. You can see December is usually it peaks, and the November point is not quite as low. So right now, this month we had 1,809 closings in November, compared to last year, 2,096. Guys, that is about 300 closings less this year than we had last year. That doesn't concern me all that much. What concerns me a little bit more is when you start adding up that plus last month, October, there were about 100 closings less last month. The month before that, we had about 200 closings less, and that's where it ends. You know, before that, the years were basically identical. That's where the market started to turn. So you've got about 600 closings that, you know, less this year than we had last year. 600 altogether. That's a lot. And now we have several more listings. We're gonna see some changes in our pricing. I said last month the pricing was remaining stable, and I could say that because when you start adding up the differences of, you know, on pricing, you can see that, you know, well, we might have had it might not have been quite as good this month, but it was better last month than it was last year or whatever. But now we're seeing a different story. Okay, let's look at pricing. Median sales price. The way I want to analyze this is different, okay? So just hang in there with me. You can analyze any of these numbers by looking at what happened last month compared to this month, okay? Looking at the monthly change. You can also look at what happened this month, this year, compared to the same month last year. So you can kind of see the year-over-year change, okay? When we're looking at sales prices, I like to look at both, but the month-to-month changes, I believe, are a little bit more significant. So what I've done here is I calculated the percentage difference from month-to-month changes every single month since July. So what I'd like to do is not compare the actual whole numbers, I just want to compare the difference percentage change from last year and this year. When you start looking back, yes, we see some differences here and there, but it all kind of averages out until we get to October. From October to November, last year, there was a 2% increase in price. This year, 1.65% decrease in price, okay? That's a significant change. You can't really average that away. It's not, last month it did not compensate for that. Now here's where we're going to see some really interesting numbers. Is what's going to happen between November and December. Okay, so in January's video, we're going to get to. I'll report on what happened here in this pricing. Last year there was another 4% increase from November to December. If we don't see a significant increase from November to December, our rate of appreciation is going to take a hit. Okay, that's what it is. So here's what it means to you. Last year, your home value appreciated 9 to 13%, depending on where you're at. That means if your home value increased 9 to 13%, real money. Okay, this year. In November, when you compare November this year to November last year, it was a 4% increase. That's still an increase. That's still good. That's about where we expect it to stay. That's what we expect to see the average at over the course of 2019. But we're going to start to see that unfold. If we don't see a 4% increase over last year in December's numbers, then I'm going to think maybe I'm going to second guess these economists a little bit and start drawing my own conclusions. But that's it. So if you are a seller thinking about selling, absolutely, now's the time to make the decision to sell. And I'm not just saying that because I want your business. I want to sell your house because I think I'll do a better job than anybody. I think that is true, but also believe it, okay? I believe that this is the best time to sell if you're thinking about selling already, okay? The future is uncertain. We see changes in the market. Economists, people can forecast the future, but nobody is a fortune teller. Things happen, okay? We have a climate out there where unpredictable things happen. I know this for sure, that the forecast for interest rates is that they're going up. As interest rates go up, fewer and fewer people will be able to buy houses or be able to afford your house. Your buyer pool will shrink. That's not good. And so for the same reason, I would say if you're thinking about buying a house, now's the time to buy. Interest rates are only going up, okay? So you got to move. If you've been thinking about moving, go ahead and pull that trigger. If you are staying put, now, this is not bad news at all for you if you're staying put, just because what it means is that your property taxes aren't going to go up near as much. So that's great. And in fact, you right now is a golden opportunity to start assembling some evidence to prepare for your property tax protest in May. The reason why I say that is because when we protest in May, protest your property taxes in May, what we're doing is we're protesting what they think the value of your property was in January, on January 1st, 2019, okay? So if there's any issues with the condition of your property, get your estimates right now. Those estimates are going to carry more weight because you're getting them closer to that target date of January 1st, okay? If you wait until April or May to get all the repair estimates, for your tax protests, then they're not going to carry as much weight when they're in May. You have to prove that condition existed in January, okay? So now is your opportunity. Go get repair estimates. We'll use that as evidence to say that your house is not worth as much as they think it's worth, and that coupled with this lowered appreciation, your tax bill will probably be a little bit more tolerable to pay. So guys, that is it. It's a lot of information, but just have to say thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your support. Please spread the word about us, about how we can help people. That's what we're in this for. We want to help you, and it doesn't matter what it is. If there's anything we can do to help, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are more than glad to help in any way we can. You have a Merry Christmas. We appreciate you. Talk to you later. Bye.